welcome to Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here to do a layout for you. I was inspired by my stencil here, and what I really wanted to do was draw a couple circles in three places to do that triangular effect, and then do some stitching. So I had some black thread embroidery floss kind of hanging around, and I really wanted to use that. I thought it would make a really cool impact because it was black. So I used my stencil for the first two circles, and then realized I would like a bigger circle for the third one with my photo, and I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. So you can see me tapping my hands. I'm thinking I could use my tape, that'll work. So I opened up a brand new thing of the tape that I use, and it was bigger than the middle circle, so that's exactly what I wanted. It didn't have to be a lot bigger, I just wanted it to be a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to go ahead and punch a whole bunch of holes, and then I do show the little bit of me doing the sewing, but I think by now most people know how to do a back stitch. I also show that because I used a pencil, I had to make sure that I erased the lines before I started stitching. I have done in the past where I haven't done that, and you can actually see the pencil marks through the stitching, so I always like to erase it so that it's just not there. So you're just going to see, like I said, just a moment of me doing my back stitching, and then it cuts to the finished product. Again, I guess I could have kept it in there and maybe talked about something else, but I just can't. I just couldn't justify it. So you can see I'm having an issue. My son has gotten a hold of all of my embroidery floss, and it's a huge tangle, so I had to pull that out of a big, it's horrible. And so it's all kind of twisted up, and I have the hardest time with it, but that's okay. So I also wanted to show you that I knew I wanted to add some pattern paper at the top for some strips. So I'm only doing to start off the very bottom part of this circle, because I'm going to add the two strips of pattern paper first, and then I'll stitch through it, which you're going to see. I am using the Fancy Pants collection, and it's Happy Day. I grabbed a few pieces here. I love this collection. It's so bright and cheerful and colorful, and I'm doing this photo, which is from Mother's Day of this year, and what a happy time, right? Mother's Day is always so it's always a loving day sort of thing, so I really wanted to kind of bring that out with some happy, cheerful colors. So just kind of randomly flipping through and pulling some things that I think are going to work well. And what I ended up doing is cutting a little strip of this beautiful floral. It's because it is kind of a busier piece of pattern paper, I didn't want to use a whole lot of it, so that's where I came up with the strips for it. And then what I'm also going to do is cut a piece of the yellow piece as well. And what it is a 6x6 piece, and it just says hello a whole lot, just repeatedly, and I loved it. So when I was looking at how to back my photo, I noticed I really liked the yellow and the blue contrast, and so I figured adding a little bit of that yellow up at that top as well would help kind of tie everything in and make the layout be really balanced here. Again, this is just kind of a fun layout. I didn't have a lot of journaling to say about it. We didn't do a whole lot for Mother's Day because it was also within National Scrapbooking Day. I was kind of busy doing that. I didn't have to cook, which was nice, and Jackson was pretty well behaved, so that was appreciative as well. And here I'm showing you, because I had pre-marked my holes, it was really easy for me to just go ahead and stitch through the layers of pattern paper. And what I found by able to do this is that it made it look more like it wasn't adding that pattern paper wasn't an afterthought. It was more like I added the pattern paper and then thought about doing the stitching. I feel like it just made more of a finished look there. And then to make it look like the whole piece went off the page, I just simply wrapped it around the edge of the pattern paper, the piece of 12 by 12, and just wrapped it around, and then put it into that first hole again, and it just kind of helps carry it off the page and not ending in a funny spot, which I used to do until I realized that that was the neat trick on how to make that not happen. Of course, I'm going to use some pattern paper here, excuse me, not pattern paper, some tissue paper. I absolutely love to do this. It's such a simple way to add a really nice and soft border to your photo before adding it to any sort of pattern paper. And to me, I feel like it just helps make my photo pop off of my layout. So that's what you look at, is the photo rather than the rest of everything else. Like, you look at everything else, but it's the photo first that you're looking at. And I am free cutting this, believe it or not. I never used to do this. I used to always have to measure it, but lately I've just been like, it's a square. I'm pretty sure I can cut two sides straight enough to make it the way I want it to. And I'm offsetting the pieces of pattern paper just a tiny, tiny bit here. And it's not a lot, and it's probably really hard to tell, but I do it a little bit. And I'm also thinking that just those two pieces alone wasn't enough. So I do grab the black and white text here, and I'm just going to use that as the final piece to help tie it all in. And what I love the most about that is using that black and white text helps tie in the black circles. So it was just my way of making it all work and do what I want it to do. I then am grabbing a few pieces of Project Life cards, deciding which one I want to use for the other embellishment. I was thinking about putting my title within that 3x4 Project Life card, but in the end, I didn't like the way that it looked, so I'm going to put it down by my photo instead. And I originally was using this piece of pattern. You see I'm putting my title here. It's simply titled Mother's Day. But I originally wanted to use this one that said lovely, but when I started to do my title, I realized I was covering up all the floral, and I didn't really like that. And then I couldn't figure out where I was going to put my journaling. So what happens is I kind of get it set up, thinking about it. You're going to see me tapping my fingers again because this one was a real thinker. It took me a long time to figure it out. But I decided, no, I think I would like my title better down at the bottom. So that's exactly where it goes, is right where you see it. And I'm going to swap out that Project Life card for the other floral one that you see right there. I also took the brackets from both of the thickers that I used and just use those as a little bit more accent. And then I used the same piece of blue that you saw me mat my photo with. I matted the Project Life card on one side with that, and then I just used my little heart punch that I had, and I punched out a blue heart to put at the top so that that blue was in all three of my clusters as well. And then on to my let's put as many pretty stickers on this layout as I possibly can. I had a really fun time with this layout actually, and I went through and just grabbed a bunch of things. Because it was a Mother's Day layout, I can make it more girly, which I don't get to do a whole lot because again I have a boy, and then of course Sean probably wouldn't appreciate me using a whole lot of floral elements on his layouts either, but I still do it because he doesn't get a choice. But I'm just kind of going through all my things. I pulled a bunch of things like that little typewriter. I'm never going to use that as a normal sticker, but I really like the saying that said I am lucky, because I do. I feel very blessed to be Jackson's mom, and so I wanted to use that. I finally used that gold lock and key Maggie Holmes sticker. I have been having the hardest time figuring out how to use that, so that finally made it on my layout. That was exciting. I also took this piece again from the Maggie Holmes. I believe that one was the open book, and I'm going to use it to just add a little bit of gold to the 3x4 card, and then again I'm going to use it to my photo as well. A little tab that says the month because it was in May, and I like that because that darker pinky red kind of helped shine through in that, which I thought it was missing a little bit in that second cluster there. I did add a little feather that had gold, it was gold foil, which I thought was neat, and that helped as well. And then I believe with my stickers, that's about it. I am going to grab some awesome sequins that are from the Spiegel Mom's scrap shop, and they are so pretty and sparkly, and I thought that adding one on each one of those florals would just kind of help tie everything in. So you can see there I'm just grabbing, I wasn't sure which ones I wanted to use. And so I did add them on each single flower, and I love it. It's just this little added thing there, but I really feel like it helped tie my whole layout together adding them there. And then finally, I just grabbed a few pieces from my Cocoa Vanilla ephemera pack that I had, and they're just the floral pieces, and they were the same thing from the stickers that I used, and they're just going to help kind of finish off the layout and tie it all in. And again, I will add some more of the sequins to those flowers as well. And then a little bit of journaling about how we were just taking a selfie at the front steps, and that was the day. So I appreciate you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back really soon with some more process videos. Have a nice day, everyone, and I'll see you really soon. Bye!